Auburn was just the better team that day.
Yep.
This one you might be happy about, BB. Number 15, USC. 43, UNLV, the Runnin' Rebels of University of Nevada, Las Vegas. 21. Solid win. Not the best win. UNLV was leading at the end of the first quarter, 7-6.
Yeah. SC's going to need quite a bit of work. I think once they start getting to the more competitive rounds of the season, but shall see.
Yeah.
Definitely always take a win as a win and move on from there, but
That's a good point. A win is a win. Number 22, Boise State. They won as well. 56-20 over Troy. All right. Then we have the next game, Stephen F. Austin versus Mississippi State. And if you didn't know, Mississippi State obliterated Stephen F. Austin. 63, to 6.
That's enough points, huh? Damn.
I didn't think Nick Fitzgerald was that good. But
Nah.
apparently he is. Now, this next game, I think, was one of my favorite games to watch for a couple of reasons. One, it was exciting. Two, it was dramatic. And three, Michigan lost.
Thank God.
All right. Notre Dame 24, Michigan 17. Shea Patterson. Jesus Christ, with all this yawning, man. Shea Patterson did not look very good for Michigan, and I'm not so sure he is the answer. After watching him, I don't think Shea Patterson is what Michigan needs. I think they need someone who is more confident, is more accurate,
Yep.
and doesn't need the coach to quote-unquote let him loose in order for him to be a good player. So, I may be wrong, but I don't think Shea Patterson's the answer.
Should be proven in the upcoming weeks for sure.
Absolutely.
Notre Dame is more of a surprise team. I mean, they do, come out big sometimes and win, but in the matter of, wanting to be considered a top-tier team, especially for the playoff, you really don't want to start your season losing to them. So,
No, their defense is very good, though.
Michigan.
No, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's defense is very good. What's his name? The quarterback for Notre Dame. His name's escaping me. It's not important. He was just firing at will and just hitting everything in his
domain.
Yeah, I mean, I talked myself into a corner there. But he was just everything was clicking for Notre Dame, and really Michigan's lucky they didn't get beat by like 40.
Yeah, fairly well could have happened, and I believe you're thinking, was it Wimbush?
Yes.
Yep.
It was Wimbush. That is correct. The next game was kind of boring. Alabama, number 1 Alabama, 51, Louisville 14. I was really close to my prediction of 47-14, so I feel pretty good about that. Number 24, Oregon, defeated Bowling Green 58-24.
A nice warm-up.
Exactly, another nice warm-up. Did you watch the games on Sunday night and Monday night?
I did glance a little bit, not in depth. I think I did look at LSU Miami to the point where it was started to be the blowout. I believe what was it, like 21-3? Was it at halftime?
It was 27-3.
Yep.
At halftime.
Yeah, it was to the point where I'm like, it's, not really a game where it was going to bounce back much. So I was like, but LSU, of course, taking care of business.
Yeah, LSU wins 33-17.
And then the Monday night game, that was, everybody expecting a lot out of
DeAndre Francois.
Yep. Of course, did not meet the script of what was set up.
I have a big complaint Cam Akers. I draft him on my fantasy team, and he doesn't do shit for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, what am I supposed to do?
Not an easy situation. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there with the potential you think you could pick up that might be productive, but of course, if you get your set lineup and it's decent, who do you get rid of? I mean, maybe he gets together next week. You never know. Frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
One of the roadblocks of fantasy. Just deciding, is this worth, how long do I want to hold on, and maybe worth getting rid of.
We'll find out.
Yep.
Hopefully he performs for me.
I was, being surprised as well because I had Trace McSorley start the Penn State game. I also have Eric Dungy from Syracuse on my bench, who, in essence, had a better week.
Who did Syracuse play?
That
Was it Western Michigan?
I believe so. Let's see. Let's bring up the notes here.
Anyways, while you're looking that up, huge upset. Number 20 Virginia Tech beats number 19 Florida State. Would you consider that an upset? Beating someone who's ranked one spot ahead of you?
Yes. I mean, if it's... Yeah, kind of, I would say. What was the... Did they have the spread listed initially, or was it pretty much...
I mean, they did have a spread. Let me see if I can find out what it was. Give me 1 second.
And let's see.
Florida State was 7.5-point favorites.
Yeah, so... I was still considered an upset.
All right. There you go. It was an upset.
Give me the authority. I like it.
You're the authority, exactly. All right, so any other games that you think are important, significant games that we didn't talk about in this?
Let's see. I'm still trying to figure out our last question here with Syracuse.
Oh, let me see. I'm sure I can find
With the
it.
recap.
Let me see.
Usually, you just punch these in and they come up. Here we go. Yeah, Western Michigan, you were right. 55-42.
Really?
Yeah.
55-42?
Yep.
No. Man, Syracuse is bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're listening.
That is part of the reason when you had said that I decided to pick him for my bench quarterback.
Because of Gaz?
Yeah. I went with his judgment on that one, but still very curious as to the free agents we do have in our league. And I feel like it's going to be one of those, this is being our first year trying it, that it's going to be a lot of trial and error. Like, I don't know how, you see your team going, but can you see your team, can you see yourself picking up, a lot of free agents, or just rocking what you got?
I mean, we're limited to Power 5 teams, so there's a lot less players. I would probably, if I could, drop Luke Falk,
yeah.
Drew Lock, and pick up Mackenzie Milton from Central Florida, but he's not on there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would also pick up what's his name, the quarterback from Hawaii, McDonald.
I thought you were going to say the dude from Alabama, Tua.
No.
No.
The non-Power 5 teams I'm talking about.
Mm.
But McDonald, he gets it done through the air. He gets it done on the ground. He's just an all-around good quarterback. And he would probably get a lot of fantasy points. But, again, they limit it to Power 5 only for whatever reason. So, don't get to.
Give it time. They might change that rule. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in future years. I mean, it is, the first year that they've done this, right?
Yeah, but going through the list of games that we had covered, that's really pretty much... We got pretty much everything, because most of these were, as we've discussed, just big school, little school, so...
Yeah, we went through the top 25.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, hopefully, definitely more entertaining matchups coming up soon. I always feel like, that first week is kind of it's football, but you really don't need to watch that first set of games.
Right. So now what I want to do is I want to go through the Week 2 AP
right.
Top 25. No changes at 1, 2, or 3. Alabama still number 1.
No.
Clemson number 2. Georgia number 3. Ohio State moves into number 4, while Wisconsin drops to number 5. However, Wisconsin has a first place vote. Ohio State and Georgia do not. Any issue with the top 5: Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Wisconsin?
Not at this time, though. No. But, there's really no way we can tell yet.
All right. Now we'll go through 6 through 10. 6 is Oklahoma, 7 is Auburn, 8 is Notre Dame, 9 is Washington, 10 is Stanford. Stanford moves up 3, Washington moves down 3, Notre Dame moves up 4, Auburn moves up 2,
Yeah.
Oklahoma moves up 1.
I don't think Notre Dame probably should have moved up that far. I think with their win, maybe top 10, and that's being generous.
I mean, they beat the number 14 team in the country.
Yeah, but so you think it's fair, number 8 for them, or
I mean, based on that, yes. And how can you justify putting Washington ahead of them, who just lost? I mean, I get there's a difference between being the number 6 team in the country and the number 9 team in the country. I'm sorry, and the number 14 team in the country. So I don't see how you could put Washington ahead of Notre Dame after that loss.
right?
But I do have an issue with number 11. So if you're ready to move on,
You got LSU. Yep.
LSU moved up
14.
14 spots.
Crazy.
If you just looked, you would know that Miami isn't that good of a team.
Right.
All right. So the fact that LSU beats Miami and LSU moves up 14 spots is ridiculous.
Corrupt.
Absolutely ridiculous. Virginia Tech moving up 8 spots is also kind of ridiculous. So number 11 is LSU. Number 12 is Virginia Tech. Penn State, number 13. They
Down
dropped
3.
3 spots.
Yep.
I think that's fine. I have no problem with them. If you wanted to put them as low as 15, I think it would have been fair and warranted.
At the start of the season, definitely. Yep.
West Virginia moves up 3 spots. Michigan State drops 4 spots.
Yep.
Because they cut it close with Utah State. So 11 LSU, 12
Do you
Virginia
think
Tech.
MSU should be right about there, or do you feel they should be maybe even a little bit lower than that?
I think. So if I'm reworking this, I think I would put LSU at 15, West Virginia at 14, Penn State at 13, Michigan State at 12, Virginia Tech at 11. I
Okay.
think is what I would do.
Yeah, because BT did really have a impressive outing there.
It wasn't even close, really.
No.
They smacked around Florida State, who again was the number 20 team in the country, or 19, I mean.
Yep.
So it's a quality win. It's an in-conference win.
And you build on that from here on out.
Exactly. All right. TCU, despite a huge win, doesn't move up.
16.
They're still at 16. USC drops to 17. Mississippi State, despite a huge win, stays at 18. Central Florida and Boise State both move up 2 spots to 19 and 20, respectively. So the problem I have with this
USC is high.
USC is a little high, but they were high to begin with. So I don't see how you can move them down more than 2 or 3 spots after a win. Mississippi State should have moved up. Central Florida and Boise